thank you so much to Hydra for giving a chance to this channel. Really appreciate it. But we're not talking about the Hydra like the Marvel villain group, right? Just kidding. I really hope you enjoyed the content. Thank you so much once again. Okay, before we get into the video, just to tell you, there was a gameplay video yesterday with this decklist, so if you want to check it out, there will be a link in the description. Okay, thank you so much. Let's get into the video. Okay, so hello, my name is Dr. Shambles. Welcome to my video. Today we're going to be talking about my decklist of Propagata that I'm currently trying. Just want to say, this is not a finished decklist. To be honest, it won't be finished till we actually start the OP11, which is a long way to go. But I'm so excited for this deck. I'm just testing a lot of things, and I ended up with this deck list, and that's why yesterday I decided to bring a gameplay video with this deck list, because this is the one, definitely the one that I enjoyed the most. So today I'm going to explain the strategy that I'm going for, because it's a bit different for what I've talked about in other videos, and it also differs a little bit with what I'm seeing in some other people's videos. So I just want to give my 2 cents here, just give my perspective, because I understand it's a bit different than normal, and you guys can see by the deck list as well. So yeah, so let's just start. Oh, another thing, just in case there's people from the east or even people from the west that are thinking about building this deck, I will classify this deck as a strong rogue deck, very strong. Hopefully it gets some support next sets, you know, in future sets, to make it meta. But right now I think we actually do pretty well. We do well against Nami. I'm not gonna say pretty well, because I'm still getting used to the deck, so I don't want to say pretty well because I don't know, and it's too early in the meta to even say, in my opinion. So yeah, but for now I think we do well against Nami. I think we could do well against purple blue Luffy. I think we lose against Kobe, it's a very hard, and Jinbei I haven't tested yet. Against older meta, let's call it like this, Blue Doffy, we actually do well against Blue Doffy. It's very hard for me to break with the amount of consistency that I'm going for, so we actually do well against Doffy. We do well against purple Luffy as well, and we destroy Bonnie, for example. These are the decks I'm remembering right now that are somewhat meta right now in the west, and are somewhat older meta in the east that can still be played. Oh, and we do very well against Blackbeard. So yeah, so let's, with that said, do as you want. But again, I still think it's very early in the meta to decide the matchup, so to speak, because people haven't figured out the Katakuri strategy right now. So hopefully giving my 2 cents here will help someone, and maybe they figure out even more about the meta. So yeah, let's just start right into it. So right now, it was very popular, and I did talk about it in my other videos, that you kind of want it, because right now I don't really want it anymore, to build a small ramp so you could play your Katakuri on curve. So you kind of wanted to set up a Pudding and a Parasparrow, and then when you swing with leader, Pudding gives you the down back, and then Parasparrow would ramp, and that would automatically put you on curve play when going first for the 8 cost Katakuri, and therefore you were playing a lot of searchers, the Pudding and the event, to get to that Katakuri. This was the initial idea, and people were playing the new Brule to help you with this. So if you didn't see, Pudding, you would see Brule, and against some matchups like Blue Doffy, Brule would be better, because we don't know if it's going to get hit, but the 4-cost Blue Law could bounce the Pudding, stopping you from ramping with Parasparrow, and with Brule you would just ramp, and that's it. Then you just don't use your Katakuri effect, and then Parasparrow will still ramp you, so you could still play on curve Kata, because he's your ace, and definitely still is your ace. So yeah, and then you would just have the 2-cost Kata along the way, so you would have extra dons to play with, and so the combo would be very strong. So what did I decide to change here? We no longer go for that small ramp. We actually just go for sustain. Some people are already dropping the new Brule and just playing the Kid Blocker to help the Parasparrow. I remember there was a deck list I was trying that was playing Parasparrow, Kid Blocker, not playing Queen, but Parasparrow, Kid Blocker, and then Brule and the Pudding. So, and then we just have the searches, so this would help a lot in the consistency of pulling the combo off so you can play Katakuri on curve, but this now is completely different. What I'm playing right now is just survive and sustain some Dawn and let your opponent ramp for you to then just drop Katakuri and still play the 8 cost kata. So what do I mean by this is, instead of trying setting up some ramp, you can still do if you have the hand to do it, but it's not really what I go for anymore. What I go is just trying to survive. So as long as I on my next turn have 5 Dawn to drop like a queen, to draw more cards and filter out my hand, or in, you know, if I have 5 Dawn I can also play Perospero. If not, worst case scenario, you kind of play maybe the 10 siblings, which is why I'm playing it. But having 5 Dawn to play with is the bare minimum that you need, so you don't go fewer than 5 Dawns. So yeah, and then what happens is you just play for survivability, and when your opponent ramps for you, you just start dropping the Katakuri combo. That's it. When he gets to 8 Dawn, you start comboing. To help with the consistency of this strategy, that's why I'm playing still the searches, the 8 searches, and then I'm playing queen to cycle out more the hand. This is because you also want to filter the hand to try and get the kid katas, the grown-up katas, and then hopefully you have one Charlotte Lilling that you can hold on to your hand to then just drop when you finally ramp. This strategy, I do admit this strategy does hurt dropping Lilling. Do you feel it? No, because again, when you start playing the 8 cost kata, the grown-up, you start ramping. So while you ramp to drop the Lilling, you have the survivability with other blockers. Again, Queen helps you a lot because not only is helping search what you need for the combo, and then Lilling is also a blocker, so you can use him to block to make sure you have survivability to drop your big bodies. And then you have Anana, which is why I'm playing 4. She helps you early while you're still searching for your pieces and while your opponent ramps up. And then when you finally start ramping up, because you can finally start dropping your combo a lot, then she still helps you survive to drop the Lilling, hopefully. So yeah, so what I just do whatever I need to make sure that I'm in a comfortable place to pull this off. What do I need to actually win? What is my win condition here? Is dropping 2 blocker katas. That's your win condition, and then later on you drop 1 Lilling. This is your strategy. This is what you want to do. You just survive to drop till your opponent gets to 8 Dawn, and then you just drop the combo. Hopefully you drop like 2 categories right away, which happens a lot with this strategy, by the way, because I'm just cycling hands so much and I'm searching so much that dropping 2 katas in 1 turn when your opponent finally gets to 8 Dawn is very good. It's very consistent. The only thing that's not consistent, which is what I'm very sorry about, is then to drop the Lilling. Sometimes I don't play with her, but if I can keep like the 2 katas and a Perospero, I'm already in a good position. But Lilling really seals the deal here. She's really like the game finishing tool over here. You need 2 categories to then on your next turn. First you have 2 very big blockers, so that helps you with the survivability already. Many times I'm like, they swing 9, I block with category and then just ditch a 2k, and then they swing 9 again. That's again block with category, ditch a 2k. So yeah, it's really helps the survivability here. And then next turn you enter in a loop state where you can just swing with both of your katas and hopefully your Perospero or Lilling, and then you pass turn, you get the blockers again, and you just move all of your you just reactivate all of your characters. So yeah, now obviously I'm talking about your opponent ramping, but for example, I'm gonna give the example of Blue Doffy. Blue Doffy does not go for ramp. This strategy works very well against Blue Purple Luffy because he plays for the ramp. So for you, it's kind of, how do I say this? It's very weird because although Blue Purple Luffy is ramping up, that also means that you don't have as much time to search your pieces. So as the game drags out, I kind of managed to filter out the hand much better to then just drop the combo. Against Luffy is not that easy because they do ramp, But if they do ramp and you just have 8 cost and not the combo, you can just drop the 8 cost, because sometimes, because we do not have the time to filter our hand, that means we are also not going so down on Dawn as well. So against blue purple Luffy is very we are going for this strategy, but many times I'm also just dropping Pudding and Perospero and then just ramping a little bit to drop the Katakuri. It really depends on your standing hand, and that's why maybe people don't want to go with this strategy. But against, for example, the older meta like Purple Luffy and Doflamingo, you can drag out the game much better. And then since they're mid-range, you can start using your Katakuris to swing into board and start starving them out till you finally drop the Liling. So this does very well with that. But again, because we have somewhat an inconsistency against blue purple Luffy, that's why I'm playing Ragnarok. This is most of your problems from Luffy is with 8 cost Katakuri, because the same reason how you use your Katakuri, they are also swinging with it and then just restanding it. So this helps you take it away. And since right now it's very big on the sim to play the blue purple Luffy, and on the east I'm just playing 3, I could potentially go down to 2 and try to play a 1-2k, which was what I was doing initially, or play another Liling to make sure that I see Liling. But that's not a good idea. I think 3 Liling is the way to go, and then you just hopefully hold on to 1 and filter out the rest to Queen. You don't really need to play two Lilings, 10 cost Lilings. If you're already winning position, you don't need to, but you can. But if you're in a turnaround position, which is most of your matches are like that, is you kind of just surviving and it looks like you might lose, and then you just turn around and then drop Liling and use her as an insurance that you take bodies or a lot of cards from hand, which is also nice. So yeah, that's the strategy here. We survive, we don't really need to ramp. I'm not so dependent on the ramp, because playing the Brule, playing the blocker Keith was taking so much space from my deck. I felt like it wasn't really that consistent, and it wasn't really that good. And with this strategy, I don't really care. You know, it's really weird. I just I survive and then I just start changing the game around. I would say if you want to play this strategy, you really need the queens, obviously 4 queens, 4 Katakuris, both of them, and then at the very least like 3 ananas. Like you cannot play 2, you need 3 or 4 to help you with this, because these 4 cards are pretty much your main cards to play for the survivability. Then you have Perospero, which is an insane card with an insane stats that helps you with the cycle like Queen, but it's not a blocker, but still very good. Again, if you don't drop Queen and you drop Perospero, still good, because you cycle out a hand, you get 1 active down, which could eventually, instead of just playing Queen, you can play a Perospero and an Anana, hopefully, or Perospero and Search. So yeah, we have a lot. Sometimes on late game we drop a Perospero and that will ramp us to 2 active down, drop Katakuri, then drop a big Katakuri. So yeah, there's a lot of combos possible. The problem is we do not have such a defined line of combo. Again, it's just surviving, and hopefully we change the game around with our cycling. That's pretty much it. When the other strategy was we have a line of combo, we have a line of ramp, and we have what we know exactly what we want to drop on these specific curves. I think not making that line of combo so definitive helps us pretty much prepare for other matchups. So it gives us more flexibility to, like, for a turn that we don't have the combo, maybe we can play Ragnarok, you know, we are in a better position to not needing to, we are not in such need to build board, you know, because we know we can just drop two Kid Katas and then just get 2 8 cost Katas, and that's already big, that's already super big. And then that leaves us with much more done to play Ragnarok, play another Queen, to cycle out hand, play Perospero, you know, like this Kata is what gives us mobility to play more bodies. So we can use those bodies with Kata, with the 8 cost, because he can restand it. Or if you're playing Queen, you cannot restand it, but you have an extra blocker, which is really nice. So yeah. So that's pretty much the strategy. Hopefully I'm not being very confusing. I'm very sorry if I am. You can always ask in the comments. I'm not doing this with the script. Now, other decks that I'm playing here. Strusen is obviously your way to finish game. You kind of rest their blockers if they have any. This doesn't work against Blue Purple Luffy because they play the Kata, which is why Ragnarok is right here. Ragnarok, I think it's with a U here on the west, but right now on the sim is Ragnarok. I'm playing the 10 Simblings. I'm playing 4 because, again, we want to have 5 Dawn at least every turn. Because if we abuse, like, I'm talking like we go too much down on Dawn. We don't. But if I'm, for example, if I'm playing a Queen, I go down 1 Dawn and then I attack with Katakuri, I go down another Dawn. If I don't have Pudding to regen that Dawn, and on your opponent's turn they attack, and we again use our leader ability, we are going down 3 Dawn. Or at least 2 with Pudding, which is not very good, you know. If we don't have Pudding and Perspur to keep it. So you need to be careful with that, and that's why I'm saying a bare minimum of 5 Dawn. And then that's why I'm playing the 10 Siblings. Just to give you more mobility, you can play 5 cost once again, and then hopefully you have maybe some space to drop a Nanana, or, you know, maybe attach with Leader and Swing, something, I don't know. It's just the fact that it's lower on cost is better than the other one. This one right here, which is 6 cost, but it does obviously have a better start line. I'm playing only 2 Maria. I don't feel the need to drop Maria to ramp back up with Charlotte Flailing. Because of this strategy, we do play a lot with a lot of consistency, the 2 8 cost category, and these already ramp you up a lot back up, so you don't really need her effect. And there was a time I was thinking about removing her for this, just to have even more bodies to drop, you know. But right now I'm just keeping with her. She doesn't hurt, you know, she's searchable, so it's not bad. Another thing about the strategy, now that I remembered, since we're talking about the vanillas, you do want to drop at least 1 body every turn. So even if you're dropping at the very least 1 Pudding, so you have already 1 Pudding on the field, if you don't have anything else to play, just play another Pudding. It's okay, she will help you ramp up. So it's okay, just make sure you kind of put 1 body on the field every turn. This is to help you with the survivability of your Dawn. This helps you to have a survivability during the game, so you have swings next turn to play. That's why playing a vanilla from time to time does come up. Playing a Pudding and then an Nana is good as well. So yeah, you kind of just want to make sure you keep annoying your opponent by building board. This keeps them from abusing their swings onto your life, because they know you can swing onto their board right away, and that makes them want to build some more board, you know. So that keeps their swings lower, so that makes you easier to counter or block, so that drags out the game better, so that you can pull off the combo that I told you we do from the Kid Kata to the Big Kata. That's the idea. Okay, the rest I explained. Now this, when 2 men are fighting, whatever, long name. Everybody's only playing 2. It is very good that it's searchable, it is a very good event, but the opportunity to play it does not come up that much. So you play 2, you can still keep it in hand, and on late game, very late game, we're talking about game ending turns, you play it to survive to then end next turn. Most of the time that's where it comes clutch, but many times I have 1 Dawn up and I don't leave that Dawn up for the event. At least on mid game I just play Anana. Again, Anana, really good. It annoys your opponent so much because they either use resources to remove her, and that's already, again, helps you drag out the game to hopefully eventually play the combo. And if not, they can swing and she's just a free block, so that's really nice. So yeah, that's pretty much all the video I want to talk about. Hopefully I made myself clear in the strategy. I'm still figuring out if this strategy is good against Blue Purple Luffy. It's hard when they ramp super fast and then just drop Sanji right away, but it is good. I don't know, I need to do more testing, but right now I'm super hyped to play this strategy, and so I just want to put this video out there, so maybe it gives some people more ideas. Thanks so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye!